Yo, what's going on gamers? It's Ryan 6 days a week, and if you've been playing this most recent wipe, you probably know that Ironmace is cracking down on the most common PvE cheese spots, so in this video, we're going to go over the proper ways to fight all the Overground mini-bosses through blocking and dodging, instead of the old-fashioned way of standing slightly above them and holding down left mouse. Also, this is more of a solo guide, since in group play, you can usually burst down the mini-bosses before they can do any significant damage. Alright. Let's get started with the Skelly Champion, which has a 3-part attack that follows a sequential chain. First, let's take a look at blocking. To block attack 1, the counterclockwise swing, just look slightly to the left and upwards at a 45-degree angle. To block attack 2, you just need to invert your directions, so look slightly to the right and downwards at a 45-degree angle. And just aim for to block attack 3, the shield slam. But the Skelly will never start on this attack. Do note here that we're using the buckler, which now has an equal blocking power to that of the impact power of the Skelly Champion. So, we're continuously staggering its attacks with each block. This is only possible with a blocking surface of at least 6, so with other one-handed shields or weapons, you'll need to activate the fighter's perfect block skill to achieve the same effect. Now I actually do not recommend blocking the elite level Skelly Champ with anything other than the buckler, as the improved attack speed makes follow-up attacks unblockable. The only other blocking weapon you should use on the elite Skelly Champ is the longsword, as the riposte damage allows you to kill the mini-boss before it can kill you. If you don't have a buckler or a perfect block, you'll need to kite the Skelly Champ by baiting out the attack chain and then immediately attacking after the shield bash, where the reset window is the longest. Just be sure that you have lots of room to navigate around so you don't get pinned in a corner. Next, we have the Wraith, which similarly can be staggered with a block power of 6 or higher. To block both attacks, you'll need to crouch, move diagonally back, and look to the left and upwards at around 30 degrees. It's important that you do not look too far upwards, as the Wraith finishes their attacks fairly low, so your feet are actually vulnerable to exposure. If you're blocking with a shield or weapon that is less than 6 blocking power, you may still be able to return an attack with enough action speed. If you're unable to block at all, or don't have enough movement speed to simply cut the attacks, just bring the Wraith to any stairs where you can jump both of the attack. Just be ready to navigate over the Wraith and drag them back downwards if you run out of space. Next, we have the Cockatrice, which right now most people are still using this roof jump up to kill. If this does get patched, you can kite the Cockatrice by moving diagonally backwards on both the attacks and returning an attack immediately afterwards. You will need as much movement speed as possible to pull this off, so backpedaling will not work. If you don't have much movement speed, you can also block the Cockatrice by crouching, moving backwards, and looking upwards at a 45-degree angle. Again, perfect block and the buckler will give you the quickest recovery time and deal stagger, but this method can be used with other shields as well, as there's no elite variant of the Cockatrice right now, so the attack speed is pretty slow. Next, we have the Runes Golem. Kiting the Runes Golem is quite simple, as the moveset is quite slow, so just about every attack can be evaded by any class. One thing you'll need to look out for is if the Runes Golem does begin an attack with their left hand, or the hand on the right when facing it, as there will be a follow-up attack. The only other move you really need to pay attention to is the ground AoE slam, but you can either just run to the side or even pass the Golem to dodge it. If you decide to go the blocking route, just look directly at the Golem's arms on whichever side it is attacking. The hitbox is fairly large, so you should have no trouble getting a block off. Though the ground slam's primary attack can also be blocked, the ground AoE damage is unblockable, so just avoid this move completely. Next, we have the Giant Worm, which honestly is the easiest on the list. Just sidestep the lunge attack and crouch jump the ground sweep. But the burrow move, is bait it out and step back, and move out of the way during the poison spit. Nothing really has changed with this one since the video way back. You can go block it, but honestly, just dodge to the side. Finally, we have the Centipede, which has seen just a minor update. For the lunge attack, you can sidestep or backstep as it has a long windup. For the poison, you can either look down and duck if you're about 1 meter away, or you can hug closely to the side and it'll spit past you. If you do go the ducking strategy, just be sure you're on even ground. Any increase in elevation and the poison will still hit the top of your back. The third move, the poison trail, doesn't need to be dodged at all, since the Centipede will always move away from your character when it is activated. For blocking, you can basically just look straight at the Centipede for both the moves. I left out the demons in this particular video since they haven't really changed since the last big patch when we did our other guide, but I do think they'll get revamped in the future, so do expect an update for that. I hope you all had a great holiday weekend, and I'll have some more videos out soon. I just got back from traveling, so that's why I pushed this one out pretty quickly. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.